Welcome to Chef Alli's Farm Fresh Kitchen. It's time to gather around the table to cook and converse. Right here, we'll come together to learn about Kansas agriculture and the farm families that feed us as we discover new recipes, Kansas products, and farm fresh ingredients.
We're in Chef Alli's Farm Fresh Kitchen this Thursday morning, showing you how to roast up a chicken, and it's easy. I can show you how to roast up a chicken. You go to the grocery store, they've got that nice little heated cover that you just grab the chicken in the bag and you take it home and you eat it.
That's a rotisserie chicken.
And this is not a well, I guess it isn't
and
a
a
rotisserie.
rotisserie chicken is a good thing to have in your life, but it is not a roasted chicken, because when you do your own roasted chicken, everybody who comes through the door smells that wonderful, there is no aroma. And you know, we raise beef, so I love beef and I love pork, but there is no more wonderful aroma than a roast chicken, I promise.
Good stuff. We're going to tell you about that here in just a minute, how not to over-roast your chicken. Jacqueline Leffler is here. She's representing Kansas Farm Bureau. You're involved in the leadership class that Farm Bureau puts on. Some amazing things that you've seen throughout the course of this class includes all the technology changes through farming, right, Jacqueline?
Right, and so we've went to the John Deere Training Center down in Wichita, and some of the really neat things that we've got to witness is different tractors and how they can drive themselves based off of satellites called GLONASS. And so it's 13 satellites that basically direct our tractors and allow them to drive themselves while the farmer's kind of in there babysitting it.
You can look at your phone and
sometimes you're like, what do I do with my hands?
It's amazing how technology is really
so cool.
affecting how we get our crops and how everything is managed.
How we get dinner on the table.
How chickens are raised, right, Alli?
Yes, and so this is a roasting chicken, about 5 to 6 pounds is what we're after. And I saved this part to show you because these little things right here are called pin feathers, okay? And we want to get rid of those. We trim these off, and don't ask me what those suckers are called. They have a special name, but I think those are the ugliest things in the world. So I always trim that off according to my grandma's. You have to do that.
Okay, don't ask you what it is.
Pull out those pin feathers, get rid of those. And then what we do is we tuck these wings underneath our bird like that.
Okay.
And back here is the cavity.
Okay.
And this is where we're going to take advantage of this ginormous cavity, crater, whatever you want to call it.
So is this like a turkey? Do you have stuff that comes with like the giblets and stuff like that? Does it come in there?
Usually. But you know, yesterday when I cleaned this one of the birds had it inside, the other one was empty.
So it's hit or miss.
It's hit or miss. So here's our aromatics. This is a garlic, head of garlic cut in half. We'll stuff those in there. 1 lemon cut in half. All right, and then lastly, I went out into my herb garden and I cut just a bundle of thyme, sage, and parsley. We're gonna stuff these in here.
It smells so good.
It does smell good. Yeah, and the more you rub these, the more aromatic they get. So we wanna push those inside as far as we can, because we don't wanna waste them by letting them hang out beautiful like that.
Right.
Okay, then I've already got this guy tied up on one side. And this isn't really trussing a chicken, it's just tying his legs together so that he will kind of stand up a little bit better as he roasts in that pan. Then comes the kosher salt, a big old, we really want to load him up. And actually I forgot the melted butter, but if you do the melted butter, the salt really sticks nicely.
Man, that sounds good.
And then you scatter. Into a really super hot oven, 450 degrees to start with, because we really want to blast him and get that skin all nice and crispy. Then we're going to reduce the temperature to 400 and continue to cook him until he's done inside.
Okay. Tips and tricks online, right?
Yes, and I might add one more thing. Roasting is a technique that most of us don't take advantage of as much as we should, but it's wonderful because it gets everything crispy, but yet on the inside it's still moist and tender. And like, taste one of those carrots, Chris.
Okay.
You too, Jacqueline.
Okay.
Now, all that had on there was a little bit of olive oil, nothing else. So we tossed it, but see how it brought out that caramelization?
It's really good.
Doesn't that make you want to eat
Website,
your veggies?
right? Yes, we got to get going.
ChefAlli's.com. The recipe is there.
Thank you, Jacqueline. I don't mean to point. I know it's rude. We'll be right back.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us. Kansas Farm Bureau is proud to support hardworking families across the state, like farmers and ranchers who make it their life commitment to provide food that nourishes all of us. Kansas Farm Bureau, representing grassroots agriculture.